Alrighty then. So, Adelaide Comic Toy Fair was last weekend. I'm recording it the weekend after. I bought a heap of stuff. Thought I'd go through what I got. Let's start off with this because it's huge. Two wonderful brothers that I see at every fair. They had their first ever stall at the Adelaide Comic Toy Fair, and they had this giant spawn, and I've hooked these two guys up with a lot of toys in the past. So they hooked me up with this huge spawn. It's really cool. It is, let's see if I can see the date, probably not because, where are we looking? 1990 exactly. So yeah, obviously a little bit of damage here and there. The cape doesn't sit on properly, the glue's sort of wearing away a bit. So got him for $10, absolute awesome price. I'm so glad that brothers looked after me because they know I love this giant spawn stuff. You can probably see over there's more giant spawn stuff in box, and that's sort of lined up, moving along the wall. And more up the top there, and probably more spawn down there. Anyway, so this is my only spawn purchase for the fair. Pretty cool, very articulate, awesome figure. I don't think I have this one. I'm not 100% sure. It actually looks like it's the one I'm missing, which is crazy. From there's a run of 4 toys that came out of this one set, and I can see maybe 2 out of the 4 on the shelf there. So I'm assuming this is one of the ones I'm missing, and I think I'm missing. What am I missing? I think I've got the Violator from this set. I'm not sure. I have to check. But out of this larger format, this was one I was missing. I thought I had it, but yeah, must have got confused with some of the other spawn stuff. All right, this was a pre-fair setup. So basically, this box here is all Dino Riders parts. My good mate Floppy from Hack the Dino, check out their great podcast, hooked me up with heaps of Dino Rider bits. That I bought a T-Rex from him at the last fair, which I would have shown. But I got all these sweet little dudes, sweet little Dino Riders, you might say. Got all these guys. Bunch of the weapons and armor and accessories. So that's like accessories, guns and things. Most likely parts for some of the T-Rex. We got Pterodactyl. I think I've got some of these dinosaurs already, but I'll obviously, I know I've got some raptors and stuff already, but I'd rather have more because they're cool. I was trying so hard to avoid going down this path. Well, that one's a bit jammed, but doesn't matter. I know I've got another one of them. But I think I'm going to have to start just grabbing some Dino Rider stuff every time I see it for the right price, you know. These are really old, like there goes more dinosaurs, weapons, guns in there. This stuff's not cheap. There we go, look at that. All the accessories and that for one of the larger dinosaurs that I definitely, for the Diplo. So I don't have a Diplo, but a lot of accessories for the Diplo. And then yeah, so there'll be a lot of accessories for the T-Rex and the smaller ones in there. But yeah, so pretty cool to get all of that. I need to go and get the T-Rex out and start sort of matching some pieces together if I can. I'm just always scared with this stuff because these, like you can see, he's got a broken tail there. These things break so easily, and it's just terrifying to sort of store them and whatever else. So I'm really keen. Obviously, you probably heard me mention multiple times that we've been trying to buy a house and stuff. So once that finally happens, we can move on to getting all this stuff out and displayed, which would be amazing. Not that one. What have we got here? Oh, I've got the wrong box. Classic Stitcher. That's all my comics that I need to read. So the other box is here. Sorry about that. Yeah, right. Alright, so Connor hooked me up. Connor, previous member of Comic Thoughts, now doing his D&D stuff, which if you go to any of his social media, you should be able to find it, because I have forgotten what it's called. Sorry, Connor. I got a Charizard. He gave me this Charizard for like 20 bucks. Oh, no, sorry. 15? I can't remember. Maybe it's $15. And then I got the Gengar with the other multiple faces for $5, so 20 bucks all up. which is cool. Like, I just wanted this because obviously Charizard matches the tattoo I have on my arm, and Gengar's just a cool one to have. So I just kind of figured, yeah, I wasn't ever going to dive into Pokemon toys at all, but for 20 bucks, I figured those two would be the two that sit on my shelf, unless I randomly find other ones really cheap. Yeah, there's his other face and tongue and stuff in there. It's really cool though, this Charizard's super articulate, like, it's just awesome. You can have him sort of set up flying, or, I mean, it's weird that it goes firm up his butt. Leaning forward a bit, maybe, I don't know. Okay, cool. And now I've broken it. No, just a piece of the stand came off, but yeah, cool. Very cool toy. Very happy with that, very cheap too. Next thing was, one of his mates from the D&D group had these awesome Batman, Superman, and Batman vs. the Penguin signet books. Alright? So he gave them to me for 30 bucks, I think it was, so $10 each. The Batman is literally has like the first ever, where is it? Like Batman origin in it. And it's just cool to see it printed in this format. And it's where is it? Thrilled to the greatest adventures of the dynamic duo, Batman and the Boy Wonder. Follow the first adventures of these Cape Crusaders for law and order, defying death to defeat crime, battling the arch friends of the underworld. It's the one and only original Batman, including the legend of the Batman, the story of who he is and how he came to be. So there was another bit in this that, yeah, the characters of the Batman were created by Bob Kane, as we know, singlet, book published, blah, 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 blah. Where's the date? Doesn't have a publishing date that I can find, but it's basically going to probably be it'll be around the 60s. Yeah, it's a third printing apparently. But yeah, very cool. Something you don't see very often, these kind of books. And these are the kind of things, oddly enough, that even though I know no one that worked on these is probably around right now, that if I happen to be getting signatures and things, and there's something that relates to this character to someone, this is kind of the stuff I'd like to get signed. These weird books that you just don't see very often floating about. So yeah, something a bit different. Pretty cool to add them to the collection. I don't know if they'll even sign into my CLZ, but we'll see. And now another big collected edition. I got this one down to 10 bucks. This is the Mammoth Book of Best Horror Comics. Over 50 of the greatest horror comics and graphic short stories ever produced. Stephen Niels, Peter Von Schorley, Michael Kaluta, Mike Plog, blah, 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 blah. Heaps. And it is all comic book format, all old school. So this is the kind of thing that I'll probably at some point read when I'm going somewhere. I'll throw this in my backpack and it can be my adventure reader. It's crazy how thick the text is and how many words are actually in this compared to what comics look like now. But yeah, the cool thing is though, so like you get these great little bits and all about the comic itself. So who knows, there might be some in here that I end up turning around and going, I need to go and buy the original. See, it's got a whole thing here about the dark age of comics from the 1940s and 50s. Yeah, it's cool, just very cool, just not something you see. Famous Tales of Terror, Yellow Jacket Comics #1. Yeah, heaps of cool stuff in there. I'm pretty excited to give that one a read. And for 10 bucks, like, look at that. How much can you, like, how many comic book awesomeness can you put into one? Let's dive into, get this thing out of here. Oh, that's stuff I need to scan in, so that's nothing to do with nothing. And that's a gift for a friend. I got some Battlestar Galactica Marvel comics for a mate there. But here we go, for me, for $1. Marvel Hulk, The Mighty World, you know, it's one of the English big prints. I just love these covers, they're cool. I might already have this one, I'm not sure, but for $1 I just grabbed it straight away. I can't say no to these when I find them on the cheap. I'm not gonna go out of my way and try and collect all of these, but when I see them for a cheap price, I'll grab them and add them to my collection, which I'll now sit aside so I can go and try and find all my bags and boards for them. Speaking of bags and boards, alright, this is the fun stuff, real fun stuff. Let's have a look here. We've got Marvel Comics Spidey. It's the Electric Company presents Spidey Super Stories. So these are the easy readers. They're easy to read books that were made for kids. So there's those two there. So I'll get this one up first. $10. I was happy with it. Just, you know, Spidey, Green Goblin, nice book. $10 for this one as well. So it's number 10 and number 14. I don't think I have these. Once again, I couldn't have my phone with me. So if I've accidentally doubled up, then I'll resell them. And I'll just, the way I work it is for stuff like this, I'll usually, if it's a double up that I've already got and I know exactly how much I paid for it, I'll just put it for $10 again to try and just make sure I get my money back. But I'm 90% sure I don't have these. So that's pretty cool. The Monster of Frankenstein, number 3 for $15. Really happy with that one. Awesome old horror. You know, I like my horror stuff. It's cool. Just straight up for the covers, to be honest. I do read them when I get a chance to, but at the moment I'm so far behind on all my reading. It's insane, and that's probably every comic book guy's thing. Buys more than he can read. But yeah, super cool. Love those covers. You just don't get the coloring like that anymore. I wish we did, but we don't. Speaking of things we don't get anymore, is so Pizza Hut did a promo with Marvel, and they did these Marvel Collector's Editions X-Men. This one's still in the Pizza Hut slip, the plastic they came in. This one, no, but they got these big fold-out covers. Alright, so battling that side, but it also folds out the other side too. It's huge fold-out. Oh, it's too hard to hold and display, and then they've got these great big imagery on the inside as well. Way too hard to sort of show off. So this is the Marvel X-Men Collector's Edition Volume 1, Number 1, 1993. I was 3 years old when they did this. So yeah, I don't really know if this is pinched from a particular point or if it's literally a story they made for something, but I'm assuming that this would just be a reprinted story at some point, but who knows. Yeah, just cool, huge covers, and glad to get something that's sort of like a promo material that you don't see very often. I paid $1 each for those, so I was, you know, had to get it. Then Bullseye Comics gave me a great deal and gave me Amazing Spider-Man number 170 for $5. It's got some pen marks and pencil marks on it. Don't know if I have it, but I just grabbed it because it's got Goblin and Doc Ock on it, and it was $5, so yeah, I'll double check that numbering as well. So that's everything I got from the Adelaide Comic Toy Fair. I had a great stall there. I sold heaps of stuff, bought, as you can see, plenty of stuff. There was amazing artists to check out. I talked to DK, Dakota Studios. She was working on a print and things for me, which I posted recently on my Instagram and that she's sending through. So I'll do a video probably on all of that. And her latest issue, which came through as a great Kickstarter package. There was also just, yeah, heaps of other artists, heaps of other, all locals, and yeah, all great local artists and comic book makers and creators and other nerdy type things that people make and create. Awesome Lego visuals that were made there, which was cool. Lots of stalls. Once again, just so much stuff to look at that my brain can't even sort of comprehend everything, and I miss things. And a great story was, there's been this one item there for 3 fairs. There's been this statue of the Fantastic Four fighting a monster. It's very similar to the Fantastic Four issue number 1 cover, but it was this great sort of statue, and I've looked at it each fair from the same seller, and his price has slowly dropped, and I finally was like, I'm just gonna go get it. It's been here, and this was towards later in the day, so I've walked away. 3 people stopped me on my way to go and get my cash to come back to the stall. And by that time, like that 2 to 3 minutes of people stalling me to chat, someone else bought it. So I'm grateful that it sold obviously to someone else who saw something cool like I did. But I can't believe that the time where I finally went, nah, I'm going to bring it home, and it didn't, I didn't get it. So that was a pretty funny moment. I was like, well, it was just never meant to be. Whoever's got that statue, you look after it because it's a cool piece. Trying to think what else I saw. Lots of video game stuff, heaps like, King Kaiju was there, obviously, with heaps of cool Godzilla and anime related products and video games galore. Caught up with TerraVision. I also got a TerraVision shirt. Do I have it on? Nope. I got a Dakota Studio shirt on, so that's cool. But I got a TerraVision shirt, which you would have seen on my Instagram, and you can check that shirt out there. Great podcast, TerraVision podcast with Dan and Jen, amazing. Yeah, 100%. All you guys from Melbourne and all you guys from even Sydney, anyway, all you Aussie guys, and if you're coming down from the States for a trip, try and tee it up to come down for Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair. I'm just going to say it, don't worry about the other events as much. And I mean, they're great. I'm not saying they're terrible or anything like that. I'm just saying that when it comes to collecting and you're after comics and toys and vintage and a certain level of things, Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair is the event. I know everyone is going to say, hey, I'm biased because I help out a lot with it. But at the end of the day, the vintage stuff, the 9 years now of just getting to know everyone and the stall holders, that community building experience with everyone, just makes it that much better and that much nicer. And if there's any suggestions from anyone that think that would make the event better, we want to know them. So you can even shoot it through to me and I can pass it along to the right people. Yeah, we love this event, and me and Bryony will constantly be there. As you know, it's been 9 years, 2 a year. We've been at every single one. I've not missed a single one. Bryony's missed one now. So yeah, we'll see you at the next Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair, and hopefully I'll see you in some comic shops soon. Thank you for watching. Peace.